Great crowd on hand for Lucas Oil Speedway Saturday night short track action here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. It is time for your 20-lap feature for the Ozark Golf Cars USRA B mods here tonight. A long look at the pit area in the back of the house. We are ready to get going. 45 B mods came out to Wheatland, Missouri tonight. Only 24 of them are left. We are ready to set the field for you on this one. Tim Phillips, the driver of the 121 out of Fort Scott, Kansas, is on the pole position for this one. Earl Pryor starting to his outside on row number 1. A racy Rex Harris tonight from Max Creek in the 30 will start inside of row number 2. And the youngster from Camdenton, Missouri, Mitchell Franklin, the pilot of the F1, starts 4th. 2 more Show Me State drivers back in row number 3. Jamie Mock and J.C. Newell, the 58M and the 83, make up row number 3. Then Andy Bryant, youngest ever B-Mod National Champ, will start 7th. Jacob Cox has had a good race car out of Pensacola, Oklahoma in the 99C. He goes 8th. Eric Turner starts 9th. Kurt Sled will pilot the number 1 from Warsaw, Missouri. He starts in 10th. Back in row number 6 now, Casey Thomas and Jack Kirby in the 7K out of Pryor, Oklahoma. Another young gun in the field, Dayton Pursley out of Hermitage, Missouri in the 10P. And Andy Christenberry from Chilhowie, Missouri. He starts 14th. TJ Yount and David Harris. Brantley Gotchel, Clint Johnson, Jerry Ellis, Mark Long, Brandon King, Brian White, Greg Scheffler, Jeff Dowdy. Round out the field here, Scheffler and Dowdy, inside out, and row number 12 as they all follow the big, beautiful Bill Roberts Chevrolet Pace truck around the racetrack. Shane, we have seen quite a bit of Tim Phillips over the course of the regular racing season. I don't know that I've ever seen him get a chance to start in the top spot before.
No, first time he's been able to do that, and this all kind of goes back to your whole passing point situation. It all depends on how many cars you pass in your heat race. You look back at 7th, 8th, and 9th. Andy Bryant, Jacob Cox, Eric Turner all won their heats, but they started from the pole. They have to start all the way back from 7th on back. Tim Phillips, he started the heat, tail back, finished 2nd. Didn't even win his heat, but he passed 7 cars. That earns him the right to start from the pole position. As the green flag is in the air, press down on the noisemaker, and the field of B-Mods go roaring into turn number 1. And all of a sudden, Tim Phillips has plenty of company from the outside as Earl Pryor, a heat race winner, passing 3 cars in his heat race. He'll lead lap number 1. Phillips falls back to 2nd. And then Rex Harris in the 30R holds on to 3rd, but he's got plenty of company from Andy Bryant on the outside. The 28 goes roaring past him on the right-hand side. Corey, as the night has gone along, there have been some other races here at Lucas Oil Speedway, all through the heats, all through the Bs. The top line was not productive for anybody, but as the 2 prior features took place, that high line has started to work, and Andy Bryant has used it to perfection as he gets past Tim Phillips. Rex Harris goes by the wayside as he drifts up high on the track. His car comes to a standstill over in turn number 4, way up on the cushion. Nearly goes over the edge, but that will bring out the caution flag. Earl Pryor grabs the lead, but Andy Bryant has worked his way up after starting in 7th, has gotten all the way up to 2nd.
And you were talking about Bryant wanting to run the high line, Shane, but he went in between 2 cars right through the middle of the racetrack, and it was horsepower and not the high line that shoved the 28 up into one of those top 3 spots. Caution on the racetrack, 2 laps in for Harris, and Rex Harris on the hook and back to the pit area. We will try to get green flag racing underway, just 2 laps into this one. 18 more to go. Bryant getting that starting position on the outside of row number 2 behind your race leader, Earl Pryor, and that's exactly where he wants to start because that's exactly where he likes to be, out on that high side.
Tough break for Rex Harris, who started 3rd inside row 2 for this one, and then something breaks on his car, and he was running top 5 at the time. Harris, after winning his heat race, the Max Creek, Missouri native, unable to get past lap 2 here in the feature. Beautiful night here at Lucas Oil Speedway. 2 laps down, 18 remain for the Ozark Golf Cars USRA B mods. What started out as a dreary, misty, even I would say sprinkles, light rain, turned into a fabulous night.
Sprinkles are for winners.
Jeez, really? Well, we'll see who will win this one as Earl Pryor on the point. Will have the 28 on his outside in no time, and Andy Bryant topside has his nose clipped off, but a crossover move by Andy Bryant, the Fort Scott, Kansas native. Can he make that line stick as he goes way to the high side? Got up and nearly went over the edge himself, and that opened the door for Earl Pryor again, who has gone down on the low side. That high line, Andy Bryant loves it, and every time he goes off of the turn, it just kind of catapults him ahead of the field. He has a nose out in front on the backstretch, and now off of turn 4, he'll have a nose out in front as they cross the start-finish line.
Pryor not giving up any ground, though, but boy, he brings the back tire off the ground, and Andy Bryant is going to go right clean now from the 57. Bryant in search of his first feature win at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks this season. Pryor went on another wild ride, and the caution comes out yet again. Kurt Sled has come to rest over in the middle of turn number 2. The white one brings out the caution here just 4 laps in. Kurt's mod champion, the youngest ever. He continues to improve on his craft, closing in on 50 feature wins in his racing career. He ends up with the top 3 points finish here at Lucas Oil Speedway this season behind Chris Jackson and J.C. Morton. But 2 times he has been to victory lane here already. He would love to make it a 3rd here tonight.
Bill gets bunched up nose to tail again as the green flag will fly, and Andy Bryant this time is able to check away from Earl Pryor as Pryor goes bouncing over into turn number 1, and that opens the door for Tim Phillips. Phillips was able to go a line lower than Earl Pryor was, stay out of a couple of ruts, and now he is able to battle back side by side. J.C. Newell back in the 83. He passed 5 cars in his heat race, worked his way up to a top 5 position. Now Eric Turner, he was a heat race winner. He had to start even further back than Andy Bryant did after not improving any positions at all in his heat race, and he has gotten up into the mix. That's a fight for second now between the 99 of Eric Turner and the 57 of Earl Pryor. Pryor from the St. Louis area runs Peevely, goes over in Illinois and runs a handful of races throughout the year. Only comes to Lucas Oil Speedway in big shows. We saw him here last year a couple of times whenever they had so much rain in the St. Louis area. He said he was tired of running in the mud. That was pretty much all he did in St. Louis for a handful of weeks. He comes down to Lucas Oil Speedway, and he has found his own calling here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. He loves the way that this track runs, and he is able to run that high side right behind that 99 of Eric Turner.
Eric Turner loves the way this dirt track runs. The feature winner his last time out 2 weeks ago was able to put that 99T in victory lane. But right now, while he and Earl Pryor do battle, all the while Andy Bryant is running away. 2.9 seconds, almost 3 seconds to lead now for the young driver from Fort Scott, Kansas, but Racy back behind him. As you see Bryant now leading him around, Eric Turner, Earl Pryor, and J.C. Newell all jockeying for position back 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
There you see Andy Bryant check out of the screen. Next in line is Eric Turner, and then there's Earl Pryor again, just continuing to plow his way over in turns 1 and 2. You see mud fly up from the front of that car after he digs in and just tears up chunks of the track every time he does that, and he loses ground whenever he digs in, as the 83 of J.C. Newell is able to reel him in little by little. There's now the battle for 3rd as Turner right around in front of Earl Pryor, and nobody is even close to Andy Bryant now, as it is a 3.5 second advantage for the Fort Scott, Kansas native.
Who does he think he is? Does he think he's Kitty Carroll?
Yeah, the ditch digger. He is the track digger right now. There you see Andy Bryant, the Fort Scott, Kansas native, has won here twice this season, back on April 27th. He then won again on August 3rd. He went to Fort Scott Community College last year studying plastics, And then Pittsburgh State, which is not too far away from his hometown, is his final destination and where he wants to graduate whenever he finally does pick up that degree.
So he's looking to be a gorilla.
He is we call him the Gorillas, and he is going here tonight as he is now built it up to a 3.1 second advantage. A couple of cars checking into the infield. Dayton Pursley off the track. So is Jacob Cox. As you see, Earl Pryor hit another run and shoot straight up the track. That allows the youngster from Camdenton, Missouri, Mitchell Franklin, in that F1 ride to get underneath him. Mitchell Franklin has had some success this year as well. Only one top 5. He finished 8th in the points, but he has become the darling of this division, if you will, as he has become a fan favorite. His dad, Josh, works on a number of cars. Not only does he work on that car, he works on some of the street stocks that run here on a regular basis. And now with 4 laps left, Mitchell Franklin has himself his second top 5 finish of the year if he can hang on to that 4th spot.
Remember, this is a young man that's only been running in a B-Mod since 2017. This young man, though, is leading the pack by a large margin. 3.5 seconds and growing. Andy Bryant, your race leader, out in front of Eric Turner in the 99 TJC Newell running in 3rd, and then Mitchell Franklin, who we were just talking about, running in 4th. Clint Johnson, Shane, you talked about him early in the heats. The 37's got a top 5 spot right now as the white flag comes out.
So Andy Bryant, a 2-time winner this year, looking for win number 3. No one won more than he did back in 2015 as the B-Mod champion for the United States Racing Association, and he will fly off of turn number 4, pick up win number 3. Andy Bryant out of Fort Scott, Kansas, takes home the checkers on Labor Day weekend at the Diamond of Dirt Track. Eric Turner works his way up from 8th to 2nd. A strong finish for J.C. Nora, and Mitchell Franklin, the high schooler from Camdenton, Missouri, comes home in 4th. So